Picture walking away from one of the most elite military units on Earth. After 6 years of training, most people couldn't survive a week of. Now picture doing that, and then buying yourself a one-way commercial plane ticket into the deadliest urban battle since World War II, entirely on your own. Nobody ordered this man to go. No unit assigned him. He simply decided the war wasn't over for him yet, just not in the way anyone expected. So who does something like this? And why? His name is Ephraim Mados. In the spring of 2017, he finished 6 years as a Navy SEAL and left the service. Most people in his position go home. Mados flew to Iraq instead to join a small group of unarmed and lightly armed volunteers known as the Free Burma Rangers, a humanitarian organization that ran directly into active war zones to pull civilians out, not as soldiers, but as medics and rescuers. At the time, Mosul was in the grip of the battle to retake it from ISIS, a fight so brutal that historians would later call it the deadliest urban combat since World War II. Matos wasn't there to fight. He was there to carry the wounded out. On June 2nd, 2017, that mission changed everything. Reports from the ground describe a mass execution site where ISIS fighters had killed a group of civilians and left the bodies where they fell. Survivors were still there. Among them, a small girl, alive, but trapped behind enemy lines, with nothing but a burning city between her and safety. The rescue team, led by a former Special Forces officer named Dave Eubank, moved in with almost nothing protecting them, an Iraqi tank, and a hastily thrown smokescreen. Video footage from the mission, later published publicly, shows the team sprinting across open ground under direct enemy fire to reach the survivors. They got the girl out. As the team pulled back towards safety, Matos was shot in the leg. He survived. The mission succeeded. And afterward, Matos didn't quietly disappear from public life to recover in peace. He turned the entire experience into a permanent commitment, founding a non-profit called Stronghold Rescue and Relief, an organization that continues sending trained medics and rescue teams into active conflict zones around the world. What makes a person choose this? Leave behind safety on purpose more than once for people who aren't family, aren't friends, aren't even from the same country. Researchers who study extreme altruism, the rare willingness to risk your own life for a total stranger, have found a consistent pattern in the people who do it. It isn't recklessness. People who engage in this kind of high-stakes rescue behavior typically describe the decision in the moment as feeling less like a choice and more like an obligation they couldn't ignore once they saw the person in danger in front of them. That single detail may explain more about Matos' story than anything else. The moment two children ran toward him during an earlier operation in Afghanistan, backpacks strapped to them, just like the explosive rigged ones his unit had encountered hours earlier, he didn't calculate the odds. He simply moved. Most people will never face a moment like that. But nearly everyone at some point faces a much smaller version of the same test. A moment where helping someone costs you something real, and the easier, safer choice is to simply look away. Matos' story isn't really about Iraq, or ISIS, or even about the Navy SEALs. It's about what a person is willing to walk toward once they've decided that someone else's survival matters more than their own comfort. He didn't have to buy that ticket. Nobody would have blamed him if he hadn't. He bought it anyway.